I'm dialing the number. Hi, I'm Jackie Brown. I'm calling for Ian. Hi, I'm pretty good. How are you? Is this Ian? Oh, okay. One second. I'm just gonna put you on speakerphone then. Okay. So I'm gonna first start off asking you about the band or like the band name Pez.
Okay.
So how did that all start for you guys? I know it started in high school, but like, what possessed you guys to start that?
Well, we we started the band in 1993 actually after we met a couple of each other met at a talent show at the high school, and so after playing in front of our friends at billiard halls and things like that, we figured, oh, we might as well get a name. So after going through a bunch of names, like, and we were once called the Other One, and then Zigzag, and then we settled on Pez, which is really one of the stupidest names ever because it doesn't really mean anything. Kind of taken from the candy. Um, then we kind of settled on that and ended up being called Pez for 7 years until we changed the name to Billy Talent.
Okay. What possessed you guys to change the name to Billy Talent?
There was another band, ironically, that from the states that the lawyer sent a cease and desist letter to us saying, I have represent a band called Pez, and they're on a record label called BYO, which is actually a punk label that um, they were touring through Canada and had records in the stores and things like that. So we had to change the name. And then one day at rehearsal, Ben was saying, "Hey, have you guys seen that new movie Hardcore Logo?" And one of the characters in it was Billy Talent, and so we all thought it was such an awesome name, so we changed the name to that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you guys were nominated for four Juno Awards. How does that make you all feel?
It's pretty amazing. It's an amazing honor, to especially be up against such accomplished musicians and artists. And it's really exciting. It's going to be the Junos have always been fun. This will be our third one, and we're excited to perform.
Okay. So you guys uh, started your tour kickoff in Victoria. What did you guys do to prepare for this certain tour?
We rehearsed for a very long time, and then we were on tour in Europe, Scandinavia, and Russia and Poland for about 3.5 weeks. So it was a really good warm up for this tour, and we got to try out a lot of things, like lighting and sound and stuff like that that we're using on this tour. And so that was pretty much it. And then just coming up with things like backdrops and the stage setup and things like that. That's usually the pre-production that goes into putting on a tour like this.
Okay. Um, so speaking of tour, what has been the best band that you guys have toured with?
Best band? Well, we've toured with so many great bands. We're proud to call them friends. I don't know if there's one particular best band, but I can say it was pretty. It was an honor to tour with, open up for the Buzzcocks on their U.S. tour for a whole month because they're really, like a really legendary punk band from England, and I've been a fan like since I was a teenager. So that was in 2002, and that was still a pretty special tour.
Okay. So you guys toured in Germany. Whereabouts did you guys go, and how did you guys feel about being there?
Touring in Germany, we've been touring there since 2003, and we started playing small clubs there in 2003, and it just kind of grew into what it is now, and we play arenas there now, and it's great because we've been going there so many times. We have so many friends there, and there's so many cities. We did our German tour last November, and it was great. It was such a fun tour.
Okay. So your fan base, you've got some pretty crazy fans. What has been your craziest interaction with a fan?
Um, Craziest interaction with a fan. I would have to say, uh, in Thunder Bay, a kid pulled his eyeball out of his head
Are you
in my
serious?
hand while I was on stage. Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Uh,
It was a glass eye.
oh, okay, but
Yeah,
that's
and then I held it up and I gave it back to him, and he put it back in his head.
That's still kind of odd.
It was kind of gross, but it was interesting.
Yeah, I suppose. So in Victoria, you guys all came out afterwards to sign autographs and everything. Am I correct?
Yeah, we hung around and we tend to do that every show. Yeah.
Okay. Um, so I just wanted to bring up my friend. I don't know if you're the person that she kind of freaked out over, but she was the one who was like, I think she said Ian signed my son or something.
Oh right,
Do you
yeah,
remember?
son, yeah. And
Yeah.
I thought she had it. I was like, well, you're too young to have a son.
Yeah, and
And I realized she'd bought one of our shirts with the sun on it, and I was like, ah ha ha.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say that she wanted to tell you that she says hi and that she loves you guys, just
Oh cool.
in my notes.
Well, tell her I say hi.
All right, I shall. My next question is: you guys have an iPhone and iPod app.
Yeah.
Would you be able to explain like a bit more about this?
Um, yeah, we just it's something that we got last week, and you get instant updates from when we do stuff on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and it really it connects you to everyone else that has the app. So it's something that we wanted to get into, and I don't actually have an iPhone, so I don't really know. I haven't really even tried it out yet, but Ben just got it, and he said it was really cool.
Okay. What's one person who you wouldn't be in Billy Talent if it hadn't been for that person? Like there would be no Billy Talent, there would have been no band's names beforehand or nothing if it wasn't for that one person.
Um, I guess it would be someone named Jen Hurst, who um, Ben met when he was working at the radio station, and back in like 1999, and before even she started working at Warner Canada, she came to see our band several times and really believed in us, and then when she went in for a job interview at Warner, she kind of came in with our band and and was our biggest champion and is pretty much responsible for us getting signed to a major label and all the everything that happened after that. So she was definitely like one of the most important people for this band.
Okay. What's your home life like when you're not on tour? Like what do you do? What do you do for fun? That kind of stuff.
When I'm home, I usually just relax for a few days. I tend to just watch TV, watch movies that I've missed, or shows that I've missed, and then usually just see friends. Because when you're on tour for a month, like you kind of miss out on normal life and seeing your buddies, your family, and things like that. So I usually just go out with friends and see my folks on the weekend, and yeah, I guess catch up with people.
Okay. You guys played the MMVAs last year, was it? Um, how was that for you? Playing with all these different bands there, like Shiloh, Alexis on Fire, which you guys are on tour with right now, and all the other bands like Lady Gaga and stuff. How was that for you guys?
It was fun. It was great, especially when you're from down the street. Like I live literally 5 minute walk from Much Music, and when you're playing the parking lot and you're kind of rubbing shoulders with Lady Gaga and things like that, it's just really surreal. And it's a great thing for Toronto, I think, and it's a great thing for to air across Canada because it's you get all these great international artists and Canadian artists under one roof and so it's really just really surreal though. It's kind of a just big party.
Okay. So I'm guessing you guys do a lot of interviews, and they're all like some of them could be boring, or you just don't interact with the person. Are there any interviews that have like I don't even know what the word is that you just really enjoyed and you wish you could always like talk to that person? Like, has there ever been any interviews like that?
Um, yeah, actually, there's a guy named Ben Rayner. He works at the Toronto Star, and he's always always the best interview, just because he's been interviewing us probably since the first album, and he still does the music column there, and it's great because he's actually been able to see the growth in our career, and we've seen the growth in his career too. So it's kind of interesting. He just asks really great questions, and he kind of knows us as a band. So
Okay.
and
Okay.
Rayner.
Okay.